Peace, what's going on, y'all? It's your man, SoulMan IT. Welcome back and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, this is the self-checkout show. I wanted to add a little bit more clarity and then also within a different tone. I'm still going to be me, so don't get that twisted. I'm still going to be me. But giving some clarity as to why there is a show called the Self-Checkout Show and why your man SoulMan IT is doing the Self-Checkout Show. I thought, like in the first episode, for instance, that me talking about why it's called the Self-Checkout Show, that folks, I don't know, will kind of understand the reasoning for why there's a Self-Checkout Show. Now, it's not removed or, beyond me of knowing that just how I am and how I prefer to talk, without trying to dress it up all the time. And especially if that means frustration and tone and anger and rage come out, then that's what comes out. What I want folks to know, though, is we're in a very tricky time in which you don't know how to really receive someone's emotions. You don't know how much credibility to assign to what they're saying. Because it's not just me that's speaking in a veiled way. A lot of us are speaking in a very veiled way. And you struggle to figure out what are people really getting at that they just not saying. And they hoping you get the gist of what you're saying. So I don't want it to be left at the mercy of that kind of interpretation. Because I've tried to simplify it, for instance. No, never mind. No, this is going somewhere else with it. The reason why there's a self-checkout show is because ain't nobody talking about the crazy amount of folks who want to self-check out. You know how I know? Because people will call the phone when they're getting ready to self-check out or they need to talk to someone. And I don't know, I think people might feel comfortable with the person that just publicly say, hey, yeah, right? Because there's some folks who can't talk about it as openly because it will affect their everyday life. And some of these folks that I've been talking to, they talking to me because it's like, if I go out and I say like like how this is making me feel, Catch is gonna do the whole, right? And what's wild, these are the most intelligent people I know. Intelligent women, intelligent black women especially. And there are people driving people crazy behind the scenes, that will use the verbiage of mental health. That's also what gets me frustrated. As someone whose family members have died because of their mental health. You playing with the wrong people and you playing with the wrong thing. Especially if you causing mental health issues for other folks and you are not being accountable for it. Like, it's not fair for folks who are not easy to deal with having to go to therapy and God knows elsewhere to figure out how to be better dealt with, while other folks who are helping you get there, there's no accountability. They don't go to therapy. When they do go to therapy, they're not telling their therapist the full of this stuff, so they get it's just like, this is a game to a lot of folks. And don't get me started on it, because I don't even want to ruin the credibility of the science of therapy, why we even have therapy, why we even have neuroscience and psychology and psychiatry. Like, some of that helps, So to do this stuff is a disservice to it all. And we know that based off of, we do this whole thing of measuring the bad apples, and then we just spoiled, and then we toss the whole bunch out rather than just take out the spoiled ones, And this is how you know who's very wasteful and who's not. Not to throw shots, to just clear the air, right? Why throw out the whole bunch if the rest of the bunch is good and it's the spoiled ones that's messing things up? That logic does not make sense in a world that is hungry. And I'm sorry, we gotta do Ramadan right now. And the ones who got it the hardest are Palestinian folk, who are dying of hunger right now and still have the resiliency for Ramadan. This is why I keep trying to ask people, what do you mean by when you say this word? Because I feel like we at a point now, if I say bring me an apple or bring me a bike, and you bring out an orange or a car, and now you want to sell me on your interpretation of an apple or a bike, when I asked It's like showing up and it's not like you just asking a random stranger. I'm saying it within the context of if I go to the grocery store and I'm looking for apples for my applesauce or my apple pie, and you say, go over to the produce section. I go over to produce and it's hardware. Well, you said you wanted to produce something. This is where I want to smack people. When you do this shit with me, and so then I got to hold myself back because this makes you just... Now we're here in the self-checkout line. Doop, doop. How's your day going? You good? You good? It's nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you, miss. Right here, we in the self-checkout line. Why are we here? You. You can't tell nobody that, yo. You can. I'm telling you, it's not going to go how you think it's going to go. Right? Like, any issue you got with people right now, especially if you watch movies and you came up on the old movies where they sold you on, yeah, if you talk to the person, they're going to hear you. You're going to hear them. It's going to be this wonderful thing. Y'all are going to come together. And when y'all come together, it'll be so lovely. And man, that shit don't even happen. It don't happen. You getting ready to leave someone, they not chasing after you. If they leave you, man, whether it's romance, friendship, family, it'd be the same shit. People be doing the same stuff. And then say it's not because it's in a different context of a relationship, but it's still a ship that you have a relation with someone on. It's just like, you ain't gonna beat me with this word game shit, y'all. Seriously. Like, I'm not, Especially when you get paid for your words, or you make music and write lyrics for a living. It's just like, I play and break down words so I can learn how to best use them. You do it so you control and get away with what you want to do. You know? It sounds like a rant. It is a rant. It is a tangent, but I assure you the angle is measured. I don't need nobody to sign or co-sign it. You either see it or you don't. Like, you can't tell folks that drop the math, and then when they actually start dropping the math, you want to tell them, I don't like algebra. Stop it. We playing with this shit. And on top of that, for me, it's just like, how can people not see that by playing with words and asking people to explain themselves and try to find understanding, that we have essentially limited and silenced each other? Because we're so worried about the tone of it. Not that the tone's not important. 60% body language, 30% tone, 10% the words you actually saying. That's communication 101. So when you text somebody, for instance, you're only really getting 10% of what they saying. And you really got to like feel that person 90% to understand the context of they text. The tone, when you hear them over the phone, now you're getting 40%. You're getting words that you can hear. That's why people be on the phone. And what you find is it's like, just to get a good understanding of someone, you don't always need to have that 60%, the body language. But when you ain't seen somebody in so long or ever, no, that 60, that come in strong, right? So it's like playing with the words, playing with the tone, and playing with your posture and your poses, and not really taking into account the consequences of it all. That just because you speak the language here, and posture here, and the tone is this here, that does not mean the rest of the world has to accept it. Let me tell you, as a Muslim, the rest of the world don't accept our practices. And especially after 9/11, one has had to learn to just be cool with that, even if it means you killing us. Because if we fight back, you're going to say that we not being understanding. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. And then it becomes a thing of, y'all really can't see this in the obvious sense. You need research data to back up some obvious shit that you're seeing. It's like watching someone get beat in front of you and you like, is that domestic abuse? This is where we at. I'd rather you just own up and just say that you just don't want to accept responsibility for it. Just say that. That's way more honest than you trying to dress it up because you feel bad for saying it. Yo, the racist, prejudiced folks that don't fuck with nobody, they are not ashamed of how they feel. And you talking about you want to go against them as opposition and stuff. Like, no. What did my dad used to say? You got to give the devil their due. If your opposition is the devil and the devil's kicking your ass, hey, you got to give them credit for kicking your ass. If you expect to beat them, don't know. Maybe it's because we played board games and card games and video games coming up. And my pops being a reformed gambler. What do I mean by that? People who are gamblers gamble. You take risks. Now, in my family, there are those who are professional gamblers and those who are not professional gamblers. There is a such thing. And you can't tell me nothing. I came up on Rounders. They got Binghamton in the movie. Let's go. 607. Right? Like, there are people who learn and study the game so they can play it better. And a lot of that come with my dad's lessons or them Gary Vee lessons. Y'all gotta get used to losing and being a loser. And if you've been a loser all your life, then you should know you should know what winning is all about. You should know what winning is all about. But my bad, the camera been talking 30 minutes. You should know. You should know. This is where I just wish people competed in their life once. Now I understand what like the older men in my life coming up when they were just like, yo, you need to get Dawson Sports or something like this, right? And then I got into martial arts. Like, cause we've competed, yo. We've gone to tournaments. We got trophies for fighting people. We've lost fighting people. The thing is that you win and you lose. Anybody can tell you. I remember I had to really get a grip of. That's why I play video games, Battle Royale especially. They will teach you about yourself. When I was playing Fortnite heavy before they messed the whole game up, you'll jump into this broadcasting space, right? Whether it be through rap, whether it be through gaming, whether it be through podcasts, whether it be through radio, it don't matter. You'll jump into this and you'll be like, I got this. I can, yeah, it's easy. I can, right? You do something like gaming, video gaming, especially Battle Royale, man, I remember I would get so mad at myself. And you look at like your match records and you see like how many games you done played. And I remember I was like in the thousands, like 10,000 games I played. And then you look at your win ratio, whether it be like solos, dubs, or squads, or solos, duos, and squads, right? You're looking at your win records like in the hundreds compared to like the 10,000s. And you feel about that. You're just like, oh my God, my ratio's like, it's not even like a full percentage. That's how you feel. And I would feel bad about that. I'd feel depressed, crushed, because it's no different than music where you put something out and you only get like 5 listeners, but you got 3,000 people that you know, right? It's the same kind of feeling. It's not anything to the whole thing of don't put more work in. That's not what's being spoken on. Is you're looking at the metrics and you're just looking at it in your way. It wasn't until I was on one of Ninja streams the one day, and he was going back and forth in his lobby screen, and he went to his match joint, and for like not a split second, but like for a second or two, I saw how many games he had played, and then how many it showed that he had won. I forget whether it was solo, squad, it was more than mine. So I'm not talking shit on Ninja, right? Shout out to Ninja. The thing was, it put things in perspective. This is the face of this game, but like at one point, this is the face of gaming as a career, right? And you can still argue to this day he is, or one of the faces of gaming, right? And especially in this era here. And then you look at like just how he came up and everything like that. This is I say how he came up because this is a competitive dude. That's how I looked at it. This is a competitive gamer who has a track record, of not just being competitive but winning in competitions. And so to see him with his record, and then you're juxtaposing that also with he's got a channel. So you're trying to piece all this stuff together, and when you get some of these insights and then you apply it, then it's just like, okay, this got it, right? Because a lot of this too, man, is just going out there and being you and not caring what they already writing you off. My man Gene, shout out to Gene Stovall. He gave me a real good piece, real good nugget, man. When you feeling like you wanted to check out, play it out in your head on some It's a Wonderful Life. That's the title of the next project, right? If you ain't seen that movie, watch that movie. It's a good movie. It's one of my mom's favorite movies, right? But it's a good movie if you feeling like this. And so like, you be ready to just, doop, doop, type stuff. And so he has said, now you Das. You're not gonna just do that. You're gonna want to come back like as a ghost. Not to haunt people, but just like, just be checking shit, right? Because you care, right? That's partly how you got here. He's like, now, the body would be going, but the spirit would be there. Now, just for a second, just think about it. Just imagine you dead already. And you get to keep your body, though. That's freedom. And I thought of it, and it was just like, oh, shit, yeah. Yeah. Type of shit my dad would say. Some Peaky Blinders type stuff. When you move in the world like you dead already, you already free. Everything else after that, like Aunt Paul said, it's just extra time. And just having to really accept that one, that you're dead already. Gary Vee would be like, you're gonna die. Gene, my dad, they go a little bit past that, but like, you dead already, dude. It's like, oh, right. And they right. And it's now it's just like, all right, so what do I live for? Why am I living? What do you live for? These real existential questions. And it's not like you're not gonna come back to these feelings of like, why am I here? Da, da, da. No, you're gonna come back to them. Folks be wanting you to come back to the same thing. So when they be judging you and saying, oh, whatever, you being weak, I get them out of my way. So first, you need to get them out of your life, out of your way. Those who are looking at you as weak, when they added to the weakness of you, you gotta get them away. Because in order for you to get strong and get better with who you are, it's removing yourself from the things that make you weak. And if you see that you're causing someone else weakness, then you gotta be the bigger person and remove yourself. It's not easy, and they gonna act like you making it easy when it's just like, no. Right? So there's two sides to it. Both sides ain't getting they due. And it's just, I'm not gonna feel ashamed for coming up here and wanting to speak on this aspect of checking out when there's too many folks hitting my phone, especially now after the first episode. Not to just check on me, because after they hear me, they're like, but we actually feel better and not about checking out. I would argue anybody else that's talked to me in the last however long, in recent weeks or months, go down in the comments, because that was part of what I was saying too. You find out that people be seeing what you post. We need to stop blaming shit on the algorithm for why we don't interact with each other, because you legit got people right now feeling like you're ignoring them on purpose, that they did something to offend you or harm you. And in the case that it did happen and the person's still y'all need to have a talk. And if it's a thing of this person should understand or something like that, tell them that then. Because like, yo, no one's, what did Jaquaria say to me one time? She said, no one's a mind reader. She used to say that shit. She still say that shit. Like, because cats will put you in a position of having to read their silence. And when you're the loud person, you're not trying to make people silent, first off. And that's never said about your intentions. No one ever speaks to your intentions of being a loud person, of not trying to make everyone else feel quiet, right? Now, here's what comes with being a loud person. When are y'all quiet motherfuckers gonna speak up? Especially on real issues. You always look to us to speak up on the issues, and we've been waiting for y'all to speak up for I've been back 2013 in Pittsburgh, so 11 years now. Some of y'all ain't said nothing in the last 11 years, and you've lived vicariously through a lot of us. And so when we have our self-checkout moments, I'll be damned if you're going to make me feel bad for trying to make sure and check in with them that they don't check out like they've been doing with me. And all the war stories we are sharing right now that's growing is like, oh, yeah, damn, this is an issue. There's folks that are actually making you want to check out, and then they stand back and they watch you and they're like, anytime now. Yep. And then when you don't, does it piss them off? They're not going to let you know it piss them off, because who would want to admit that they're waiting for you to check out? There's some who will, They'll say it about certain folks, and they'll do it publicly, which is also this thing too. There's a lot of envy and jealousy going on that folks don't want to speak on. Like, and it happens on mad different levels. At first, it was happening on the whole relationship stuff with folks. Like, and that's why Facebook and Instagram introduced the whole hide how many likes and engagements that you get. They did that for a reason. They did that for a reason. People don't want to talk about it like they don't know why they did it. Yo, there's mad popular women and men that I know that switch their stuff over because they get dick pics all the time, or they get some crazy wild shit sent to them all the time. They have folks who stalk them all the time, and we don't talk about this kind of shit. We talk about it like it's just, it's par for the course. No, because then when abuse happens to folks and everybody's standing around, why did this happen? You mean, why did this happen? You know why it happened. You know what? You let it happen. The hell you mean you don't know why it happened? Right? I was talking with my own girl yesterday, where she felt just like I felt, and like a lot of you feel, when some shit is happening to you in front of people and don't nobody do nothing. And then when you talk to them, they don't even give you the empathy that they understand you. Yo, get the hell out of there. That's a toxic environment. That is a toxic environment. You are gonna check out. If you don't feel like it, then it's pushing you to there. So don't expect folks around you that want. This is what I had to learn, especially recently. Folks that are making you want to check out, they don't ever admit that shit. They will spend the craziest amount of time, if they care, they will spend crazy amounts of time on it wasn't my intention. And so for me, I've checked out every time I hear that shit. I'm sorry to those that love me and that care for me when y'all do that. But yo, you are deflecting. In therapy, they call that deflecting. If I'm bringing to you a problem that you're doing, and the first response you bring is not acknowledging that you did it and that you did cause harm. Before you get to your intention of you didn't mean to cause harm, you have to address first that you caused harm. And the longer you do that and keep putting more focus on the intention, it's the equivalent of a bull in a china shop. For those of you who don't know the expression and never heard that before, it's when you're a bull in a china shop, in a shop that has dinnerware, silverware, right? Like fine dining ware, right? Very delicate, very expensive, very rare. The stuff you break out when you're trying to show off, right? And usually you go to a special store, the china shop store, right? Fine antique stuff. And so a bull in the china shop, you in there being loud, and then all this is falling, right? And so you got a lot of folks that are like that. I know I'm loud and can be loud like a bull. What I'm trying to do is recognize that when I go into these china shops that accept bulls, and you know this because they made a door that you can fit in so you don't come in there huffing and puffing, right? Because we're mad at the stores on the block that not only don't have doors for us, but have a sign that says no bulls, we don't want your bullshit. But you're a bull that owns the china shop. The fuck you talk? That's how we be feeling, right? And cats just leave that part out. The point being is, whether or not you're a bull that owns a china shop, you own a china shop, you own a dinnerware shop, and people are coming in with their bullshit and acting like they not a bull. And you just hold up now. This don't even make sense. You got horns and but I put those there. I did this, I did that. It's yo, stop focusing on you basically making it so basically anyone's observation of you, good or bad, but good, you've obliterated. You've left out unless you do it. And you know this because a lot of us don't know how to take compliments. If you don't know how to take compliments, understand you have obliterated anyone saying anything good to you from that point. And if you have not acknowledged this yet, I implore you, to just look at it. I've had to get better at taking compliments. More so, I've had to get better at trusting people, knowing who's actually giving me a compliment because they mean it versus who's giving me a compliment because they want something from me. If you can make that discernment, I assure you, you'll start being better at taking and receiving compliments. Because a lot of it comes from where do you stand with this person? And that's really what it is. If I give this person a compliment, are they gonna go overboard and think I want to be with them or think I want something out of them or something? We think of these things. These are legit things to think about. Here's what's not happening. People are not making the discernments because they haven't made their mind up on where you at in their life. And a lot of it is just a reflection of how they look at themselves. There's way too many artist friends I got, that just be jealous or envious or another side of it, insecure and afraid to talk to you because they're looking at what you do. Doss, you be putting out this, you be putting out that, you made like 10 plus out. How many of them were good enough to go back and listen to? But it's like, I can't go back and listen to some of the stuff because maybe that's just me, right? If others go back and listen to it, let me know because I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who's a fan, who's an audience, who's a viewer, because don't nobody say nothing. You more worried about what I'm gonna say. And it's like, I get it, because I'm here, but I'm still waiting for y'all to get here too, because you said you wanted to be here. Where you at? That's it. I'm saying it with as much love and firmness as possible. I have to say it with firmness.
Because if I just gave it with love and softness, you wouldn't take it serious. You'd be like, he's just, look at how graceful he is.
You'd be doing that. And so I'm trying my best. We're all trying our best. Can we just say that? Can we just say that? And can we be more open about how we really feel? And stop undermining or underestimating someone's ability to understand. In other words, you're calling them and treating them stupid without saying it. And you should know what that feels like because that was done to you. So this isn't a thing of, I would never do that to someone. I came up through that. No, that's how projections work. If you believe in astral projections, then you have to believe in all the different types of projections that you do. You project your frequency, vibrations, you project your aura, you project your clothes, you project your thoughts, you project your voice, you project your gaze, you project your ears. Come on, y'all. Stop playing with shit. I'm expecting y'all to be smart. Don't act stupid with the words now. What I will say is I apologize for offending folks. It's not my intention to offend folks. I feel though, if you see it though in me, that I'm not here to offend you. Through tone, through body language, through words, through eye looks. Like, you're asking folks to be aware of mad stuff that you don't even do yourself in some cases. I know some of y'all that be taking shots is not this level of self-aware because you don't have to have this as a responsibility. And so you do have a leverage and privilege sometimes that we wish we could have where you can just jump back into the shadows. Man, I jump back into the shadows and I'm still shining. It don't matter where I go. So it's like, there's a gift and a curse to this all, yo. But if ain't nobody sharing this stuff, then it's just like, that's part of the reason. I don't want to go too off with this year, because y'all know I can go off. The main thing is the point of this show, self-checkout show, is so you don't check out, right? I'm going to be bringing some guests on here, as well as trying to figure out different things to engage you with. Not necessarily entertain. Engage, educate, entertain. I like to do a mix of those things. E-N or I-N. As long as it inspires, inspire, put something in your spirit that is good and does not possess you. Because we're dealing with a lot of that right now, right? And thank God it's Ramadan, because our belief is the shaitans are locked up. So what you're seeing right now is mankind's own wickedness. Can't blame that one on the devil. The devil just helped you get there, right? But this one that we seeing all around the place, this is of your own doing. I love that philosophy because, like, yes, the devil exists and the devil does lie. He is not a lie himself. He is alive. That's the ancient one. It's the oldest being on the planet. He been here since the time of Adam and Eve, and he's still here. He's the oldest, old ass one. Decrepit as hell. Hates all of us elders, right? I'm not playing with him. I play against him. I'm not playing with him. So what you see right now is people's own doings. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. We got a lot of stuff to work on, y'all. But if you find yourself here in the self-checkout line, do not feel shame. Even if you hurt me, and that's why you here. I don't want you to feel shame. I don't want you to check out. Like, anybody I have beef with, they know I have beef with them. But they also know why I have beef with them. I don't do senseless beef right? A disagreement, not being on the same page, does not qualify to me as a beef. I come from hip hop. We have an old DVD line called Beef. Beef for us hip hop cats means on site, or pyong pyong, pow pow, or brap, smack. Like, that's what that means. I make it that clear for a reason, and there are those who taught me who make it that clear for a reason. I don't know if my beard is hitting this. I feel like it is. I apologize. I don't want people to be checking out, yo. On some Patch Adams shit, I don't want people to check out. Like, too many healers, too many smart, intelligent people, degree or not, that I know that do not feel like it's worth existing right now. And we're not giving empathy to why they feel that way. Instead of saying, you shouldn't feel that way, you have sober, that doesn't help. Let me tell you, it does not help. When someone just throws that at you and it's like, you don't even know me. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know we don't know why I feel this way. You just throwing shit at me. And then you got some folks just like, man, ain't even, there's mad people dying in the world. Why you, what? That's not the route to go right now with some folks, yo. And you have to see that that's dismissive as hell. You have to see that. You're dismissing someone else's feeling to get them to look at something else. I get don't act like I don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you it's not as effective as you think it is. Because again, it comes down to you thinking it's effective, and the person that it's affecting is telling you it's not effective. So instead of being like, well, that's something's wrong with you then, because a lot of you have that kind of sentiment and feeling, and then wonder why people want to check out. That person's not ready to admit that they that they make others feel like checking out. I leave that person alone. They got that's a demon that I don't want to know. Of you so narcissistic, egotistical, blind to your own self that you cause harm to others and you just say it's par for the course. Let me just look forward, because why look back? I can't stand y'all. Like, that's the words of abusers. And I'm not waiting. Rule number one when dealing with a narcissist, they never admit that they're a narcissist. Thank you. That's all I need to know. That means I'm not going to win any battle with you. Of words, anything. The only battle is this. I don't need that in my life. I don't. Again, if it comes down to this stuff here, we are no longer brothers. All my brothers, Muslim brothers, Salaam Alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. If we've had to fight, we take it to the dojo. Take it to the ring. Like, no, we gonna go to this space here. Usually what happens when you do that? On the way there to the dojo, y'all should have time to think about this. My pops and them was smart at how they was doing this, right? Now, if you make people fight right then and there, you missing out on that part there. Y'all just gonna have to fight, right? But if it's like, no, we going to the dojo, we gonna settle it there, that trip there, both of y'all supposed to think, is this really worth it? Because there's some folks that'll make you fight. So don't think that there's someone out there that won't make you fight. No, I assure you, there's someone out there that will make you, two of y'all, fight to just settle that shit. And then if they see it's not even coming down to that, then that's why they be like, yo, this beef ain't even really worth it. What is y'all, one of y'all gonna lose your life, one of y'all gonna get seriously messed up, like, because that's what happens in beef. Beef, for real. So it's like, the discrepancies that people have with each other, if it's like a legit discrepancy, it should be known why the discrepancy is there on both sides. If one side is like, nah, firm, and the other side is, nah, firm. I'm not expecting diplomacy to come from that, especially when one side calls the other side to be firm. I'm definitely not expecting diplomacy to come from that. And if you're the younger one going against the older ones, I'm definitely not expecting change from this year. There is a yielding issue. Youth is not yielding to elders. Elders are not yielding to youth. And all of us in between are dealing with this. To try to find it on a positive note to end this on. Reach out. Call folks. Reach out and call folks that you ain't heard from in a minute. Not me. Call folks that you have a closer relationship with. I guarantee you there's someone that feels like me right now in your life that just can't articulate it. Like this, or in their own way, they're struggling with the articulation of it. And they're struggling with, do you even care? Would you even care? Because in their mind, the last time y'all talked, they think of it one way. When there's too much space in between, you leave too much room for everything to be whatever, other than factual. That's all. And we need to start learning how to trust in each other again, believing each other again, which comes from calling folks out on their shit. The folks that call me out, they call me on my shit. I allow those who make the connection to call me on my shit. If you don't know me and you ain't around me, why would I let you call me on shit when you have no context and it's still going to be subjective? Unless we talk about absolute truths, which most folks don't believe in anymore. Doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means people don't believe them anymore, right? People believe racism doesn't exist, and it still exists. That's my point, right? But anyway, I hope y'all have a good week, a good day. I don't know when the next time I will see you again on here. I don't want to assume all the time I will see you in the next video. If you're feeling like checking out, check in with Allah. That's literally the best advice I can give you. Talk to Allah as if He right here in the room. I be on my Moses stuff where I don't just talk with Allah every day. I be arguing, I be yelling, and He let me rock. He be letting me rock and chill. And I just be wondering, is it cause I'm talking to you and not like talking to something else? Is that it? Is that why you let me rock? Because sometimes you don't let me rock and you smack me upside the head like Moses, as you should, or Jonah, right? Get swallowed by your own beast and spit up on the beach, right? But like, yeah, man, just give it to the Most High. It's not easy. It is and it isn't. Because when it is, it is, and when it isn't, oh my Lord, it isn't. And that's where it'd be like, yo, can we learn to have more grace with ourselves? Can we learn to if we feel shame, to give that to just Allah, not anyone else? Because mankind, when you try to give them your shame, man, oh my God, do they make you feel more ashamed for what you already feel ashamed of? And that's not helping nobody. So it's like, yo, if you feeling like checking out on the doop, 10 items or less, 5, whatever your baggage is, whatever your luggage is in the cart, in the little carry thing, like, just let it go. Put it down right quick. And just don't check out. If you don't want to check out for find a reason to not check out. That's what I could, yeah. Find a reason to not check out. Sometimes it's not going to be in your basket or your cart. It just isn't. And you think it is. You think it should be in there. There's a lot of different reasons as to why you feel like that should be in your basket, and it's not. Sometimes your family and your friends and the ones that are in your basket and in your care and responsibility make you want to check out, yo. And to me, yo, that's valid. I'll listen to you on that one. That's valid. Ask a single mom. That's valid. Ask a single dad. That's valid, yo. I'm speaking for those who just want to check out, and you don't have the courage yet to just say that. So I'll say it for all of us. Hopefully you learn to say it for yourself so you can say yourself. And hopefully you get some people around you. Like I got Gene, I got Jaquaya, I got my ma, that don't make you want to check out. And when they want to check out, you there. And when I want to check out, they there. Because these are legit feelings. And I'm sick and tired of people making people I love and care for feel ashamed. It's not fair. It's totally not fair. So word, y'all heard me talk, rant. I really do hope and wish you got something good out of that. Because I do believe in giving a damn. I think there's something to be said and worth for giving a damn when it doesn't feel like we live in a world where anyone gives a damn. I got people not believing that I gotta wear a knee pad now. I got one good leg. We're all falling apart, y'all, and we need to be more graceful to that. For those who are falling apart and just not saying anything, you need to start saying something. You need to start saying something. You need to start saying something. You can't do this yourself, and anybody else that has been helping you, you're taxing them in a way that is not fair is not fair. And we have to get back to this thing of, well, what is fair without this dumb cafe con leche that's been imposed on all of us. That's not the fair I'm talking about, right? I know I can speak on mad different levels at the same time. Sometimes you might have to go back and rewatch this. So I'm trying to make it, as short as possible for a reason. I wish the best for y'all. I pray the best for y'all. I don't want to be the streamer that says I love you, because I don't know y'all like that. But I have love for you. And I think you should learn the difference between someone saying they love you and they have love for you. Some folks mean the other, and they just say them both the same way. So I have love for y'all. Love yourself. Love the Creator more, because you wouldn't have yourself without the Creator. So just don't forget that, lest you become a narcissist and an egotist. And love yourself so you don't self-check out. And I'll see you next time, hopefully not here, and you're just checking in to make sure I ain't check out too. We do this thing of checking in on each other, right? But till next time, y'all, Godspeed, God's love. I'm out. SoulMan Auntie. Peace.